Hey, so as part of our commercial law revision, we are going to talk about defamation, which is one of the questions in the past paper that we've been looking at, a copy of which you can download from the link in the video description. So, what is defamation? Defamation constitutes of false publication of statements that lower a person's reputation in the minds of the rightful thinking members of the society without any justification. So going by that definition, here are the elements of defamation. So the first thing that has to be there in order for defamation to hold in court, number one, it has to be a false statement. Number two, the statement has to be defamatory. I mean, it could, sometimes you could say something which is true, but it's still defamatory, and that will still land you in court. For example, assuming, a doctor asks you, how is your broken arm doing? Now, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But what if he asks you about your, say, STD? Now, you see, that's a problem. Number three, the statement must refer to the plaintiff. Okay, now look at this. Let's assume somebody writes an article and then it has your three names and, the person doesn't know you, okay? And so in that article, they are claiming that you are this bad, evil, whatever it is. And they have no idea that you exist. Could you sue them? Well, the answer is yes, because, it's referring to you. That's the reason why in movies and in all these articles, we usually say they are purely fictional. Okay, there's always a disclaimer. Number four, the statement must be made in public. So the question wanted us to distinguish between slander and libel. Now, defamation can be classified into two, and the first one is slander, which is a non-permanent form of defamation. This usually occurs when you just say something about someone. Usually it's defamation by word of mouth. Now, it's not actionable per se. That is, you have to prove injury in order for it to be actionable. That is, in order for you to succeed in the lawsuit. However, there are circumstances when you don't even need to prove all that. For example, where the statement imputes a criminal offense punishable by imprisonment, where the statement, number two, imputes a contagious disease. You just don't want to say that person has AIDS or whatever it is. That is going to land you into problems. Now, the second kind of defamation is libel. Now, these are permanent form of defamation. Usually, it constitutes publication of the false information. Now, it's actionable per se, meaning you don't have to prove injury, unlike in slander. So, one more thing you need to remember is that you can also defame a group, okay? But it sort of depends, because the group has to be very specific. If you just say all students in country X are thieves, then nothing really is going to happen. But supposing you say students in a particular institution are ABCD, then that may actually land you into trouble. So that is the thing. That is what the question wanted us to talk about. Of course, there are other things like defenses and remedies in case you're sued, which you can read about. Now, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer it. Have a lovely day, and see you in the next video.